Hello everyone, my name is MJ Vilches of Doodle Notes, and right now I'm going to be sharing to you my plans and goals for the Underland Project Episode 3 while showing you the time-lapse process of how I created this early concept slash temporary visual for Episode 3, which I entitled Regalia. Warning, there will be spoilers on this video about the story and the episode, so if you don't want that, you can mute this video, or you can listen on, I guess, if it's okay for you. But yeah, there will be spoilers on this one. So yeah, in this episode of the Underland Project, I will try to bring to life a portion of Chapter 4 to Chapter 5 at pages 41 to 57 from the book Gregor the Overlander. So yeah, I'm not really sure yet how to visualize this episode. I'm not even sure if I even reach this far, but yeah, I want to stay optimistic. Might be able to reach this far depending on, well, on the stuff that I discussed on a previous video. So yeah, I'm not gonna discuss it again here. But yeah, if you haven't watched the previous video yet, the link will be in the description, or a card will come out. But yeah, I might not reach this far on the project depending on some situations, and if you want to know more about that, I've talked about it on the previous video. Yeah, anyways, this episode will be a long one, and it's also going to be very challenging, which could also mean a lot of learning, which is why I wanted to do this project. But yeah, if it isn't obvious yet, every episode, as I go to each episode of this project, each episode will be more challenging than the other. So yeah, I did that on purpose because, what's the point of creating another episode if you're not gonna learn anything new from it? So yeah, my goals for this project, like the other episodes, I wanna accurately or precisely visualize the events in the book. And yeah, I've discussed it already on the previous episode, so let's move on to the next goal, which is to again overcome 3D animation challenges, but specifically for this episode, the 3D animation challenge that I'm looking forward to encounter on this episode would be creating this whole city here of Regalia. So yeah, in the book, this city is where the humans live, the Underlanders live. And yeah, I aimed to create that city digitally to give an illusion of scale and stuff. I want to be able to tackle that on episode 3. That's my goal. Yeah, I want to know how to do that. I mean, I actually tried that already, kind of like creating a small city. I did that on GARRISON BEAR. If you haven't watched it, just check the links in the description below, or a card will come out. But yeah, I've already tried to create a city, but for this episode, I think this city would be bigger, and for this episode, I really want to try to create it not like the GARRISON BEAR one, but a couple more levels than that, probably 100 times more than that, more awesome than that. So yeah, that's one of the challenges that I'm aiming to encounter on episode 3. Hopefully I'd be able to reach this far, because that would be a really awesome thing to to execute, to create a whole city and then populate it with crowds of people with lots of activities. So yeah, that's the second goal of this episode. And yeah, also animating multiple characters that wouldn't come out. There's going to be a lot of characters on this one, especially the people of Regalia. So yeah, this is going to be one heck of an episode if I did reach this far. So yeah, my third goal for this episode is to deliver a promise, because I know when I do get to this point in the project, it also would mean that I've got a lot of supporters on the project. A lot of people are anticipating some results on the project, and so yeah, the third goal is to deliver those results, to deliver those promise. Probably at this point my YouTuber career would have is going somewhere. So yeah, third goal is to just deliver the promise that I've given delivered the promise that I'm giving to you right now, and I've given on the previous episodes, which is to create 5 3D animated episodes. So yeah, as soon as I start this episode, there's no doubt that the Underland Project will be completed. I will really complete it, from this to episode 5. once I've started with episode 3, there's really no doubt episode 4 and 5 will happen. And yeah, that's the third goal, to deliver those to you guys, who will hopefully in the future would still give support. If you're giving, if you've already given support for the project, hopefully in the future you'd still be giving, that much. It would really, thank you so much, by the way, to those of you guys who are already supporting. But yeah, if you haven't yet, hopefully I'd be able to persuade you as as the episodes come out, as episode 1 and 2 will come out. And yeah, the third goal is to deliver the promise of 5 animated shorts on this project. My fourth goal is, this is actually another level of collaborating with other creators or artists. I also have a goal of doing this on episode 2, but for episode 3, I'm probably going to be able to pay creators or other creators or artists on this one, because I'm probably gonna get enough money, I guess. I don't know, I'm not really sure, but I am aiming to collaborate with creators or artists, or hire people to work on the project. So yeah, that's the fourth goal, to hire people or collaborate even more with other creators or artists. So yeah, that's all of the goals. Actually, there's not much goal on this one, and like I said, I'm not even sure if I'd reach this far on the Underland Project. Hopefully I will. I really want to finish the Underland Project up to episode 5, up to the fan trailer, because those episodes are going to be really awesome, and I'm gonna be learning a lot from it too, because yeah, that, like I said on the previous videos, the purpose of the project is to learn a lot of things regarding 3D animation and filmmaking. And yeah, I'm really gonna need that, because I've got a lot of projects that I wanna start. I've got a lot of original ideas that I wanna bring to life, and I know that this project will help a lot on making sure that when I do bring out my original ideas, they would be very freaking awesome. So yeah, I just wanna share another thing. You might think, or you might wonder, why I have to start with a non-original idea on on doing all this. Why shouldn't I have just started with an original idea? And that would be because I do not want to start with an original idea and then execute it in a poor way. I don't want to risk that for my original ideas. I want to make sure that when I do bring out my original ideas, they would be very awesome. They would be very high standard. I won't really, there won't be if there are mistakes, it would be very less. And that really, I would by that point, when I'm already working on an original idea, I want to make sure that the standards upon which the the results of my original ideas would be, would reach the high standard that I'm trying to aim in creating films and animation. That's why I wanted to start with a non-original idea, because it's okay for me to make mistakes on this one, because this is just a fan project, and even if I do make mistakes on this one, I think it would still be forgiven. I would still be able to forgive myself. But if I start with an original idea and then I make a lot of mistakes to it, that's something that I cannot bring back. So yeah, I want to make sure that when I start, so yeah, to make things short, I want to make sure that my original ideas would come out great. And yeah, this project would help me do that. So yeah, that's all that I want to talk about right now in terms of my plans and goals for the episode. So yeah, now let's talk about the art. So yeah, first, I'm not really a master, or I think creating a landscape or environment art is something that I'm weak on. So yeah, most of what I'm doing here, actually, most of what I do on all of the arts are experimental. And yeah, I haven't actually tried it yet. I've just tried it in my head, and here you can see that I'm just this is me applying what my theories are. But yeah, I'm not really that good at creating an environment art. But yeah, I think the final piece of this one turned out great. Tell me in the comments below what you think about the final piece. And if you want to see the final piece in high resolution, there will be links below where you can view it. So yeah, what I'm creating here is actually the city of Regalia. There's a lot of things lacking on this art in terms of the details that was needed to create that city, because the city of Regalia has got a lot of details. One of which are the sculpt, are the walls of the buildings. The buildings on the city of Regalia have a lot of sculpture or sculpted art on them. Yeah, the walls of Regalia are as it was described in the book, is beaming with life or gleaming with life. I don't know, I forgot. But yeah, it was described like that because all of the buildings of in the city have a sculpture of all the creatures that is found in the Underland. So yeah, there are cockroaches, there are bats, there's rats, and yeah, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's something that I've failed to do here, mainly because it's so difficult to do it without a mouse. I mean, without a tablet. One of the things you should know, by the way, is that I don't have a tablet, a pen tablet. I've done all of this artwork using a mouse. First, doing a sketch on paper, and then scanning that and putting it here, and then using the sketch to trace the ink, or using the sketch to ink here digitally. And I did all that using a mouse and keyboard. I don't have a tablet, so yeah, I did not include the sculptures on the walls of the building because I don't have a tablet, and it's so difficult to do that with a mouse. It's gonna take really long, and I do not want to take too much time creating the early concepts, because they're early concepts. They're not really the actual stuff that I'm going to be using for the animation. So I don't want to put too much time on the early concepts. I just did this so that I would have temporary visuals for the episodes. So yeah, one of the things that I did not include here is the sculptures or the sculpts on the walls of the buildings. So yeah, another thing would be the roof. In the book, it was described that the buildings finished with artful peaks and turrets, and that's something I failed to do here. I think I've managed to do it on some of the buildings, but most of the buildings should have artful peaks and turrets, because it was clearly stated in the books. That's what Gregor saw when the first thing he noticed. That's one of the things that Gregor noticed as he entered the city of Regalia, the artful peaks and turrets. And that's something that I failed to do here, failed to include here, because like I said, I didn't want to take too much time to it and just draw whatever it is that came out of my mind. So yeah, that's it. The roof and yeah, the roofs of the buildings needs to be more artful. Another thing that I want to talk about here is the lighting. The lighting system that the Regalians have. I'm not really sure how that works, but yeah, I created my own lighting system for this one. But yeah, I'm not really sure yet. I'm not really sure yet with the final design, but I have an idea on how I'm going to set up all the lights across the city. But yeah, that's why I'm gonna be needing some help on this one, on more experienced environment artists. I got a friend who is good at that, so I'm probably gonna include him in the project at this point. So yeah, that's one of the things that that needs deep research. The lighting, how to light the whole thing, and how to arrange the whole thing. So yeah, by the way, if you have some artworks or fan arts on the series and you want to share it to me, you can do that through Google Plus on the Underland Project community if you want to do that, or you can share it on my Facebook or Twitter. Tweet it with a hashtag TUP, so that I'll be able to see them if you have some fan arts on the project. Or you can I don't know, I don't really know, but yeah, those are the things that those are the ways you can do to share your artworks if you want to share them to me. Because I really want to see a lot of artworks, fan arts on the series. I want to see a lot. That's one of the main purpose of this project, to create more fan arts and to just give people awareness of the fact that this series is very freaking awesome. So yeah, if you want to share your works, don't hesitate to share them on my social media sites, which will be on the links below, on the description below. So yeah, that's all that I want to talk about right now. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more arts coming out, so I'm gonna be sharing more in the future, but for now, this is it. So yeah, if you wanna support the project, one of the things you can do is to like this video, share it to people, and subscribe if you want to see more of this. And if you want to give me more support, one of the best ways you can do is to be a patron on my Patreon. The link will be in the description below, or a card will come out which will point you to my Patreon page. Check it out. It's not really necessary for you to do that. Like I said on the previous videos, the episodes will be for free. You'd have access for it. Whether or not you support me, you'd have access for it because it's going to be for free, published for everyone to watch on my main channel. But yeah, if you do want to give me more support, just head over to my Patreon page, check it out, and if you like what you're seeing, you can, you know, pledge or something. And I'm really thankful for that. Actually, right now, you watching, reaching this point is already a very awesome thing. So yeah, thank you so much for that. That's already a huge support. Oh yeah. Also, don't forget to, you know, give the books a read. I'm not paid to say that to you guys. I just really want you to read the books. They're really freaking awesome. You're probably not gonna like the ending of the series so much though, because it's a cliffhanger. But yeah, it's still very awesome. I wouldn't have done this if the series is not awesome. It is awesome, so give it a read. Yeah, and another thing, there's a written version of the things that I talked about here, except for the talk about the art. That's one thing that I've included here that is not on the blogs. But if you want to read more about the plans and goals of the episode 3, there will be a written version. There's a written version on my blog. The link will be in the description below, or you can, you know, click that card that's gonna come out. So yeah, that's all that I want to share right now. My name is MJ Vochas of Doodle Notes, bringing forth awesomeness to glorify the awesome. Over and out.